Mr. Wan, who was also, I think, the dean of students, and again, this is a long time ago, let's put it that way. I did not do well in algebra. Geometry, I love, I understand it. I do construction and architecture, so I get that. Algebra just didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. So he was wonderful in that he really helped tutor me through algebra 3 and 4. But probably most important is he encouraged me to take what at the time was called the CLEP test, College Level Examination Program, which enabled me to test out of almost my entire first year of undergraduate school. He encouraged me to apply for scholarships, to go beyond where I thought I could go intellectually, and just was very, very positive. So I really appreciated that. Well, I graduated in 1973 from Madison Heights High School and went to Ball State University on a full scholarship. I was an honors college student, also lived in some of the first co-ed dorms on the campus. I did a double major in pre-law and history with a minor in political science. From there, I went to Virginia Tech, started in 1976, and was honestly one of the first women admitted in some of the graduate programs there right after Title IX passed. So I did 2 master's degrees, one in history and one in urban and regional planning. Had some terrific experiences traveling to Washington, D.C. and doing some research at the Library of Congress. Some of the first times I'd ever actually seen the ocean and sailed on the Chesapeake Bay. So that was kind of exciting for a little kid from the Midwest. And then I was a teaching assistant, a research assistant, but I think what it helped me do is really broaden my experiences. I learned to meet a lot of different people. I've been exposed to a lot of different programs, scenarios, venues. I got to go into the halls of Congress and do all of that as part of my graduate program too. And then I went to work in Dayton, Ohio. I do historic preservation, so I save old buildings and archaeological sites. So I worked in Dayton, Ohio. I've worked throughout Florida. I also worked in Louisville, Kentucky. So this you might have to edit out, but I can make you a pretty good mint julep should you need to know how to do that. I also did disaster recovery almost 30 years ago, 29 years ago, after Hurricane Andrew had hit South Florida and the Florida Keys. So I've learned a lot, gone way beyond Indiana, and it's sort of the place that grounds me, but have had a terrific half century in between. I think the professional side I was more comfortable with, let's say, because in the school system in Anderson, we had been encouraged to try a variety of different activities through the schools, through just the community in and of itself too. On the personal side, I would say I was much more hesitant, but I tend to believe in milestones pretty thoroughly. So for my 40th birthday, husband and 2 little kids, we went out to the Olympic Peninsula and we hiked to the top of Mount Rainier. I did not know for a long time that my kids told me later they were absolutely terrified that we were all going to fall off the mountain. But I would say that what the school system taught me was to set some pretty high goals, whether they were personally or professionally, and then go and achieve them. The other last piece I'll say on the professional side, because it came sort of midlife too, is fortunately they invented personal computers, so you didn't any longer have to do a master's thesis on a typewriter. So I went back to school at the University of Florida when I was 52 years old, and did a doctorate in historic preservation. So I was the only one trying to work, have by that time a grandchild, running around and trying to go back to school full time. But I do have a PhD in historic preservation.